There are moments in life that act like crossroads. You stand there, unsure which path to take. The world labels you, puts you in a box, and you start to believe that's all you'll ever be. But sometimes, someone comes along who sees past the label and truly sees you. In that quiet moment, everything can change. A life can be saved not by a grand gesture, but by a simple look or a kind word. We are not just the sum of our mistakes, but of our possibilities, waiting for someone to notice. This is a story about one of those moments, about a teacher and a student, about how one person can change another's world. We often think changing a life requires something heroic, but sometimes the biggest changes come from the smallest acts of kindness. A gentle hand, a genuine question. These can reroute a destiny. Think about your own life. Who saw something in you that no one else did? Their belief becomes a quiet voice telling us to keep going. This is the story of a teacher who did just that. His name was Mr. Jensen, and for one boy, he changed everything. His name was Leo. In middle school, Leo was a storm, restless, distracted, always in trouble. Teachers saw a problem to be managed, a distraction, a troublemaker. Leo learned to play the role, hiding behind jokes and disruptions. But inside, he was just a boy whose mind moved faster than his hands could write. He saw the world in pictures and stories, but no one ever asked what was going on in his head. So he sat alone in the back, doodling worlds in his notebook, his secret language. Then came Mr. Jensen, a new English teacher with kind eyes and a calm presence. He didn't see a reputation, he saw a boy. Mr. Jensen noticed the tapping pencil as rhythm, the faraway look as imagination. He saw a puzzle, not a problem, and he decided to take the time to solve it. For the first time, Leo felt seen. The wall he'd built began to crack. Mr. Jensen's curiosity was different, it was genuine, and that made all the difference. Everything was about to change. One afternoon, after the final bell, Mr. Jensen walked to the back of the room. Leo was lost in his notebook, drawing a dragon. He braced for a lecture, but Mr. Jensen just sat beside him and looked at the drawing. "That's an incredible dragon," he said. "Tell me about him." No one had ever asked about Leo's drawings before. Leo hesitated, then shared the dragon's world, the adventures, the stories he'd kept inside. Mr. Jensen listened, truly listened. "You're not a troublemaker, Leo," he said. "You're a storyteller. Your mind is a gift." He asked, "Have you ever thought about writing these stories down?" Leo shook his head. He was good at drawing but bad at writing. Mr. Jensen nodded. "Writing is hard, but stories don't have to be perfect. They just have to be told. How about we work on it together after school?" For the first time, someone wasn't trying to fix Leo. They wanted to help him build something. Leo felt a flicker of hope. He nodded. "Okay." That simple question changed everything. It was the start of a new path. Leo wasn't alone anymore. He had a guide, and a chance to become who he was meant to be. All because someone took the time to ask. That promise changed Leo's life. Every day after school he stayed in Mr. Jensen's classroom, his sanctuary. He drew. Mr. Jensen helped him find the words. No red pens, just questions. What does the air smell like? What is your hero afraid of? Leo learned stories weren't about perfect grammar but about feeling. Mr. Jensen gave him books, fantasies and adventures that mirrored Leo's imagination. Leo's confidence grew. He started to participate, his grades improved, and the label of troublemaker faded. He shared his stories, made friends, and joined the creative writing club Mr. Jensen started. Leo became known as an artist, a writer, a creator. He was no longer the boy in the back row, he was Leo, the storyteller. Years passed. Leo went to college, studied art and literature, and published graphic novels. He inspired thousands of young readers who felt lost, just as he once had. He never forgot Mr. Jensen, the quiet classroom, or the simple question that unlocked his future. That act of mentorship gave him purpose and a life. All because one person looked past the surface. One person believed in him, and that changed everything. That's the power of being seen. Every life is a story, and sometimes the most important character is the guide. Mr. Jensen was that guide for Leo. But we all have the capacity to be a Mr. Jensen for someone else. You don't need to be a teacher or have all the answers. You just need to be present, to see the person in front of you, to listen. A single act of kindness can ripple through a lifetime. Mr. Jensen changed Leo's life, and Leo's stories inspired countless others. The kindness planted in one boy grew into a forest, giving comfort to many. This is the true legacy of mentorship, a gift that never stops giving. In our busy world, it's easy to walk past the Leos in our midst, but look for the person who is struggling. Offer a moment of connection, a simple question. Cherish the Mr. Jensens of the world, and strive to be one. Be the person who sees the story, not the problem. Believe in someone's potential before they believe in it themselves. In the end, it's not our accomplishments that define us, but the kindness we show. One person, one moment, one act of caring. That's how a life is changed, and that's how the world is changed.